up? It's your girl Katie, aka Action Jackson, back with another video. Let me move these flowers over because you know I got a man now who bring me flowers and whatnot. No, let me stop. I did some anonymous questions on Instagram the other day, and so many people asked for this video. Like, I didn't know y'all cared this much. This is gonna be the video all about why I quit my first, well, like basically my first bedside nursing position. I don't want to say my first and my last because regardless, bedside is a very quick way, I feel like, to get a job in nursing. Like, hospitals are so understaffed these days. There are so many nurses that are retiring, moving on from bedside. So there's always an opening at a hospital or something like that, or a registered nurse. So I don't want to say it's going to be my last position, just because I'm not feeling it right now. I never know what it's going to be like in the future. And like I said the other day on Instagram, if that bag talk, okay, it won't be no back talk. I honestly, nobody likes to say they're into nursing for the money, but the money is definitely a big component of the job, as it should be, because we do a whole hell of a lot and we deserve to be compensated for it, okay, period. But yes, this is going to be my video about why I quit my first bedside nursing position straight out of nursing school. As most of you know, I graduated last May of 2021, passed my NCLEX in August, and then I started working in August as well, like probably 2-3 weeks after that. I basically got a job at a hospital. It's the best hospital in my city, in my state, level 1 trauma center. I just got a staff RN position. Obviously no ED, no ICU, because you need like a lot of experience for that. And this was my first bedside position. Like I said, straight out of school, straight off graduation. The floor that I was on, I kid y'all not, was known as the worst floor in the hospital. It was between that floor and there's another floor. It's either between that floor and floor 2. That was, everybody used to say, like, this is the worst floor in the hospital. These are the dump floors. These floors get pretty much what everybody else doesn't want to take. I never understood why everybody felt like we were the dump floor until I started working on the damn floor. So I kid you guys not, like, right before I got my job, I had went to my best friend's baby shower. His mom works there, but then one of his aunts works there too. And she asked me, like, what floor I was going to start on. I tell her the floor, and she's like, I don't know about all that. I don't know. That's the ghetto. That's the ghetto. Oh my God, why does everybody keep telling me this? But me personally, you can't talk me out of a challenge. What other people can handle, some people can't. And I personally feel like I am a stronger individual. I do know how to handle my challenges. You know, I feel like I am okay to, you know, I like a challenge. I wasn't going to shy away. I wasn't going to let what everybody else, you know, was talking about persuade me to not take a job, because why wouldn't I just at least try it first, you know? But these are things that people were saying to me. So yeah, I went into there with an open mind, trying to not be, you know, take what everybody else kind of said and like go in there with the negative attitude. Like, I went there to learn. That was what I went for. I went there to gain experience and to learn, which I did. So there are basically 3 big reasons why I quit. The first one being I worked night shift. Now, most new nurses start out on night shift just because of how seniority goes. There's always going to be a night position open before there's a day position open, just because most people who have been there don't want to work night shift. Nobody really likes night shift. There are some people who love it, love it, love it. I met some people on the job who've been doing that shit for 10 years. Like, it works for them. Me, I was not one of those people. I started off strong, y'all. I did 8 months of it. I started off strong, but it was starting to kill me. And the crazy thing is, I worked 12s. We couldn't do 770. That was no longer an option. We basically do 3 12s a week, 3 on, 4 off, unless it's your long week. And then after your long week, you get a whole week off. So I work 7 to 7. You start your med pass for 9 o'clock. Sometimes you have 9 o'clock meds. Sometimes you have 8 o'clock meds. Sometimes you have 10 o'clocks, 11 o'clocks, 12 o'clocks. Sometimes you have meds at 2, 3 in the morning. So you're basically, I did not get to like sit and chart every night until maybe like midnight, 1 o'clock. I would do parts of my charts like in my patient's rooms, but I would have to do full whole assessment and a med pass. And night shift workers, we do get a differential, but we get a differential because we, 1, work night shift, and we 2, take a higher workload. At the hospital I worked at night shift was getting 5 to 6, most times 6 patients a night. If we were short staffed, definitely 6. Somebody calls in, definitely 6. That's just how it went. And then at my hospital, they were doing this whole minimal staffing bullshit, which was just like, you're literally minimally staffed. You have enough people that you need, but it's like, oh, it's horrendous. Like, it was horrible. So I was dealing with 5 to 6 patients a night. This is not safe for me. It's not safe for the patient. Like, it was literally like being Superwoman every night. When you're doing 5, 6 different full head to toe assessments, 5, 6 full med passes, not to mention you go in the room after they're done eating. You probably have to do incontinence cares, get them ready for bed. Like, there was so much stuff to do. You're not sitting down to chart until like 1, 2 in the morning. You go get you some food, you eat, you chart, whatever. So around maybe like 3 or 4ish is when that, like, bro, I'm finna pass out. That is when you start feeling like, this shit is for the birds. You sitting there charting and you just like falling asleep, dead ass. Like, it was bad. Once I started feeling like that, like too many nights in a row, despite coffee, baby, despite caffeine pills I had started taking. Never in my life had a caffeine pill before, but a trucker told me, like, oh, you work third shift, you should try these. Drinking coffee, taking caffeine pills, like walking around, doing laps around the whole unit trying to stay awake. I'm like, this ain't it. And then not to mention how they just conveniently forget about the heat on night shift, y'all. We in there freezing to death, hungry, tired. It was bad. So I'm just like, no, night shift is not for me. I could have potentially went to days on that same floor, but I didn't want to stay on that floor. So reason 2 is gonna be, I didn't like that floor. Now, if you are from my old job, like an employee or management or anything like that, like Rita, Chris, anybody, which I doubt y'all be watching this anyway, but I didn't have a problem with management. I loved the management. Like, Rita especially, like, she wasn't the type of manager that will, like, watch y'all fucking drown and be, like, trying to throw a floaty. Like, no, there was many a times I saw her stay after she was supposed to be, like, work a night shift, help us do, you know, like, incontinence cares or anything like that. Like, if we were short CNAs or anything like that, like, she was very, very helpful. I didn't really have any issues with any of the management on my floor. Like, it was just kind of the way the hospital was set up. Like, I just didn't like how our floor was treated. Like, the amount of heavy patients that we got that should not have been on our floor. So the floor that I worked on was pulmonary med surge. Pulmonary, if you don't know, I would assume all y'all know because y'all are probably nursing students. Lungs, to do with the lungs. But y'all, like, I was getting so many random mix of patients because it was med surge. I'm like, bro, is this even a pulmonary floor? Like, there will be every once in a while. Like, I promise y'all, I probably saw my first COPD patient probably like 4 months into me working there. Like, these are not people with lung cancer, tuberculosis, pneumonia, COPD. We did have a lot of COVIDs because my floor was the designated COVID floor, but this was before I had started working there. Like, when everything first started, that floor was the designated COVID floor of the hospital. So we did get a lot of COVIDs, especially around when I first started, like August of 2021. But y'all, we will have so many different, like, med surge diseases, like people with hypertension, diabetes. Like, I'm getting 6, 7 different freaking hepatic and ceph patients every week. I'm getting CWA patients. I'm getting just patients with these crazy bed sore wounds coming from, like, nursing homes, and they're just not taken care of, and failure to thrive, and like a bunch of different stuff. Understandable, it's med surge, but when I keep telling y'all, like, stuff just wasn't safe. I just felt like I shouldn't have, you know, like, a group of unsafe patients. I shouldn't have 6 patients, and out of the 6, 2 are, like, stable. The other 2 are, like, dementia. They keep jumping out of bed. They're hopping out of bed every 5 seconds. You know, I have multiple rooms with teleobs, multiple rooms with CWA patients who are drunk and combative, and it's just like, it was way too much. One thing that I wish they would have focused on in school, yeah, the diseases and everything that you're going to see are pretty much the same. But baby, we should have had a patient handling course. There needs to be courses about handling patients. Like, because it's not what they make it seem to be. Like I'm saying, like, the diseases are the same, the symptoms are the same. There's textbook like diseases and people, like medical patients, but like dealing with a lot of patients, like a lot of the time I felt like I was at work babysitting. A lot of the time I feel like you get burnt out on that aspect. It's not even the patient education and med pass and assessing the patient and, you know, getting the patient what they need medically. It is the whole opposite side that burns you the fuck out and not want to come to work the next day. Like, you just have some hard nights where it's just like, bro, like, what am I dealing with here? Because I would like voice my opinion at the nurse's station, like, y'all, am I tripping, or is this not what they made it out to be when we were in school? And everybody's like, no, like, you're not wrong. Like, this is like, I feel like I'm babysitting. I feel like I'm dealing with children on some days, and these are full-blown adults. And I don't want to make it sound like I'm inconsiderate or like I am, because I'm not at all. I understand a lot of these patients are in pain. A lot of these patients are, you know, going through a lot of things, whether in their life or, you know, they have lives outside this hospital. They're in here, they're afraid, they're probably wondering how they're going to pay their bills. It's just a lot. But at the same time, a lot of that falls down onto the nurses and onto the aides and onto the staff, and it was just so much. It was just, that floor was a lot. That floor was very, very heavy. I'm getting acuities. We were only supposed to, like, when they did the board assignments, we were only to have one acuity 3. Acuity 3s are supposed to be divided up. You're supposed to have mostly 2s, but baby, I'm getting people that are 2s, and I'm like, they're a 3. But to make it fit the board, there are 2, you know? So it's like you're handling people who are definitely a lot, like, heavier than you should be. And you're dealing with 6 of those patients at a time. It is a lot, okay? It's a lot. So that's the second reason I quit that floor, or I quit my job, basically. Like I said, I could have potentially gotten a day shift position on that floor, but I didn't want to stay there. And it would have been months until I got a day shift position because I was so low on the seniority. And the third reason I quit is basically I want to try different avenues of nursing, y'all. Nursing is so broad. It's such a huge spectrum of what you can do. It does not just look like being in the hospital, being in a clinic. You could be a nurse researcher and just literally do research on shit all day. You don't touch a patient, you don't do anything. Like, you could do, and you could do so many different things within nursing that I don't want to limit myself. I would see so much of people who work at the hospital, and before you know it, they've been there 20 years and like, dang, I never did anything else. This is all I know. I didn't want to get stuck. Like, I was so afraid of quitting that job and trying to find something new. When I quit that job, I didn't have anything else for nursing lined up. But it was something telling me, like, you hate it here. You can't do this. I don't like to go into a place that I don't want to be at. I don't like to go into somewhere with an attitude every day or feeling like I don't want to be here, because for one, my patients don't deserve that. My employees or like my coworkers don't deserve that. Nobody deserves to feel like I'm just there and I have an attitude. Once I serve my purpose here, baby, I'm gone. And my purpose there was to get experience and to learn, and I did. So when I quit that job, I didn't have another nursing gig lined up. I relied on my side hustles, me doing hair, me selling products, me doing whatever. I just knew that I wasn't happy there. I am looking into cosmetic nursing. I want to integrate my beauty side with my medical side. I did not get this degree for nothing, and I'm not letting it go to waste. But I do want to mix that with my cosmetic life. I'm looking into dermatology positions like Botox. I want to do lip fillers, potentially plastics. But for right now, I'm looking into like medical spa nursing and like things like that. I know I have to go back to school. I want to own my own medical spa one day, recovery house, like things like that. That's what I'm interested in. So I just know where I was at, it wasn't going to suit me, it wasn't going to benefit me, and I was literally hating it. I know that if I had not left there a month ago, because it's been about a month since I quit. My last day was, I'm like a week shy of a month. It's been like 3 weeks. My last day was June 8th. And I know if I hadn't quit, I would have been depressed this whole month. Like, I have no regrets in quitting. Like I said, I loved all my coworkers there. I miss you guys. Actually, I loved you guys. Y'all were the reason why I stayed for as long as I did. Yeah, I just know that there is something out there perfect for me that I'm gonna love getting up, going to work, and doing every single day. And I actually do have an interview with the job that I had my eye on, and they didn't have any openings a month ago, and now they do, and they had called me for an interview. So I have an interview in 2 weeks, y'all, which I'm super duper excited about. I'm not gonna fudge anything. I'm gonna wait until I actually get the job to talk to y'all or tell you guys about it. But yeah, that is why I quit my first bedside nursing job. If you are a nursing student, I don't want to let this scare you again. Don't let what I said, this was my experience on my floor at that hospital. You can go to a different hospital, a different floor, deal with a different demographic of people, and have a life-changing experience that you love. So don't let what I'm saying deter you. This is just something that I noticed about myself, and this was just something that I wanted to do for me to make myself happier. That is pretty much it for this video. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to hit that thumbs up, leave me a comment down below, and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.